Okay. So I'm so excited for all of you guys that jumped on here. I see some awesome, lovely new faces, so that's really exciting. For those of you that don't know, what's that?
Nothing. I was going to ask if you were recording, but you are.
Yeah.
I saw it.
For those of you that don't know me, my name's Nan, and I founded Team Determination. We are a small branch of Team Courage, and I started about 2 years ago in, well, it'll be 2 years in this coming August, so I guess not 2 years, which is good to know because that seems like a long time. and it's always exciting when you're starting something new. So we wanted to hop on here tonight, give you guys some really basic tools to really help you get started, because I know this can be an overwhelming at first. So we want you to know that we are all here for you on this team, on the bigger team, Team Courage, on our upline diamond coach team, Crazy Nuts with Christy, Vincent. Everybody is here to support you no matter what questions you guys have, whether that's business related, maybe it's family related, whatever it is. So always reach out to us because that's what we're here for. So I wanted to share with you that when I started with Beachbody, I actually started to be just as a discount coach. I was drinking Shakeology. I just had my second daughter and was always a runner. I had run marathons, and I really was just hoping to kind of get back into fitness where I was before I had my kids. And that's when my sponsored coach, Christy, came out to me and asked me to try T25. Pretty much I threw it back at her, and I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not coordinated. I will never do one of those videos because they don't work. And I was one of those people. But lo and behold, I gave it a week, and I'm so glad that I did because it actually was the best thing that I ever could have done for myself. And ended up that I finished the program and felt amazing. I started drinking Shakeology. We actually stopped it for about a month because we didn't think that we could afford it. And that's when we noticed how much our energy levels and just how much we relied on such a simple, quick meal with two girls and just running around with being a busy mom and working full time. So I signed up as a discount coach and thought I would never do anything with it. Just started sharing though with people my journey and just being genuine and really just sharing with people what I was doing, and it just kind of grew from there. So you just never know where life will take you when you say yes to something like this. The opportunity really is there. So as you guys know, we have Summer, who's super successful. She has the recipe for success, and that's all that I have been doing is following her footsteps and what she has been doing. So we want to really just create this as simple as possible for you. So a couple of quick things that I wanted to talk about is really just the 3 vital behaviors tonight. So the 3 vital behaviors are, we want you, what does a Beachbody coach do all day? So basically, essentially, we're going to go a little bit more into detail on this, but the 3 vital behaviors is the single most important thing that you can do as a Beachbody coach. Basically, it's kind of like when you work out. If you work out one time, you're not going to see results. But, it's just like, doing your hair, any of those things that we do daily. When you do them daily, you're gonna get results. You're gonna feel better. It's just same thing with doing these vital behaviors every single day. Whether that's 5 minutes every single day, that's 35 minutes of these vital behaviors that you're doing. So it's really just about putting in the time that you have. It doesn't mean that you have to put in 40 hours, because trust me, I don't do that, and nobody on this team wants you to do that. So really the first vital behavior is inviting to challenge groups, really just making people feel comfortable, getting to know you, maybe reconnecting some friendships. Christy's going to talk more on this tonight, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on that. The second vital behavior is being a product of the product. So that means drinking your Shakeology and sharing your Shakeology. but don't just post your Shakeology cup in front, and just snap a picture. I know we do that in challenge groups, and that's okay, but relate it, make it a story, make it part of your journey, why you're drinking it. Maybe because, you're a busy mom on the go, and this is what you grabbed on your way out the door, but it's keeping you from stopping at Wendy's or something like that. Make a little story with it. People may not like that at first. You might get crickets, and that's okay. But know that they are seeing it. So, really just being a product of the product as far as even doing a program. So really doing a program from start to finish and sharing that, being credible and relatable to people at why it works and why you have a solution for them. Maybe instead of there's nothing wrong with going to the gym, we have coaches that belong to the gym. We have coaches that are marathoners. We have, every single, breed here. So there's nothing wrong with that, but share why it might work for them. And also, the personal development is the third vital behavior. So, really I thought that I didn't need personal development. I think we're all maybe guilty of that. I started off with just reading. I tried to read in the beginning some books, and I just couldn't do it. I don't know. It just maybe my mindset wasn't there in the beginning. So I really started to just listening to some podcasts. So I will suggest the Chalene Johnson podcast. She has the Chalene Show. She also has Build Your Tribe, which is phenomenal. There's many others, and also Beachbody has their own, which is where I listen to the National Wake Up Call every single week. So it is live on Monday mornings, but because I work, I don't hop on live. It's recorded, and then you can also find it in your back office under like the new, I think it's called new, new tools or new updates or something like that in your back office. But I highly recommend downloading that Beachbody podcast if you haven't yet. It'll automatically upload every single week. Let me find out exactly what the name of it is. But the great thing is it talks about any new announcements on there, so you'll get the announcements. You can scroll past when they do, the new one-star diamonds and all the rank advancements. So you don't have to listen to those because I don't listen to those. Scroll past all that and then get into the guest speaker, the guest coach. That's, this week it was Janelle Summers. She's from Toledo, Ohio. She did phenomenal. So if you haven't listened to that, I really encourage you to listen to that every single week. And you can go back and listen to past ones. The beginning stuff isn't going to be the same. The announcements won't be the same, but the content is still really good stuff. And then, starting maybe reading for 10 minutes a day, 10 pages of The Compound Effect. 10 minutes a day for 5 days is 50 minutes a day of reading that I never ever used to do. So that's really, really where I started, and really where the magic started to happen. Where I started to have a belief in myself, and then my vision really started to become even more clear. So that's what I challenge you guys to really do. This journey is about fitness, but it's so much bigger than that. So, which this brings us to, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about social media. Real quick though, the Beachbody podcast is called Team Beachbody Coach. So just search it in your apps, and it's free. So just download it. Nope, sorry, that's not the right one. That's what the app is for. They all look the same now. It's Team Beachbody Coach podcast, so it's very similar. The other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about was social media. So we do have some really awesome coaches that have some really good videos out there that we can share on the team page. So I don't want to go into too much detail, but I wanted to give you guys some real quick basics on kind of how to get started, how to put yourself out there. So we don't ever recommend you going out there and just being like, guess what, I'm a new Beachbody coach, and throwing yourself out there like that. Really, one thing I would always encourage is to ask for support and accountability. Maybe, be genuine out there and just say, I'm really struggling. So I just finished doing this program. I just finished doing the 21-day fix. I had some awesome results. It made me so happy being surrounded by this, phenomenal group of ladies that were like-minded, that we were on the same journey. So I decided to take this leap of faith and, become a coach. And I'm asking you to help hold me accountable when I start this journey, and doing my next whatever program or something. So really be asking your audience to help you and to do it with you. That way it's not like you're, coming down on them. So the other thing is I know one thing that we always talk about too is that you are your brand. This is not Beachbody or Shakeology. This is Katie Shepherd. This is, Christy Lovell's brand, so that you want to see your face on all of your social media posts. So another thing is when on your profile picture, I know that we all love to, put a picture of our husbands or our animals or our kids, but really make if you have a date night or something, or maybe you have a really good picture, even if it's a workout picture or whatever, make it a nice, bright, clear picture of your face, a really cheery, smiley picture, and put that as your profile picture. Because as you do start messaging people, many of these people may not know who you are. And so that's like the face that they're going to see. So that's something that you may want to think about changing right away. So, and then some other things is really want to make your posts scroll stopping. So you'll hear people say you need to be posting 3 to 5 times a day. I didn't start off that way. I started off posting like once a day, because you don't want to just throw yourself out there all of a sudden and be like puking all over these people. And they're like, what? Like, who is this? She doesn't post anything. She must be up to something. What's going on? So really just encourage you, like maybe one time a day posting, maybe sharing a recipe, sharing about your life. Maybe you got up in the morning, you did your workout, but it wasn't easy for you. But how did you get through that? What helped you get through that? But you really want to make it scroll stopping. So make it bright, colorful. You can take your selfie and put some quotes on top of it. We do post, I post a lot of quotes. I try and put something like my picture in the background or me working out or something, so it's my face. Same with food. I try and make recipes so it's my food versus, a recipe that I found and then I'm copying that picture and putting it in my news feed. Some apps that I love to use are Studio, PicMonkey, PicPlay Post, PicStitch, and I've heard of, this one's not free, but it's a good one. It's Rhonna, RHONNA. There's tons and tons of apps out there. So just kind of get creative and start using, your photos to find your brand and find your audience, that your target audience of who you want to speak to. Pretend that you're talking, one thing that I have started to do is pretend that you always want to pretend that you're talking to your best friend and make it a reality show. So it's kind of like, I can think of those things like something that I'd want to pick up my phone and be like, oh my God, guess what I just did? And I'm like, oh, okay, let's share that on Facebook. Because as crazy as it sounds, those people want to see those crazy things. Don't ever try and stay away from negativity. If you do have negativity, spin it around and figure out how you can make that positive. Because we do want to definitely have, yes, it's Pick, Play, Post, Christy. Definitely want to create a positive environment for people to, be relating to you. Because as you start doing this, it's amazing how when people, I've seen I don't know if it's just in the last couple of weeks or what, but people have been randomly, I've seen friends be like, I am so sick of all the negativity on my newsfeed. I'm like, I don't know what newsfeed you're on, but mine is awesome. And that feels really good. I'm like, this is awesome. I love it. So definitely, try and stay away from negativity, which I don't think anybody will do here. But really just the other thing is, try and keep 5 pillars of things that you talk about. So think of 5 things that make you you and your brand and who and what you target. So for me, it's moms. I want to have solutions for moms. I want to have be able to help them, whether it's with kids' foods, you know, easy, simple tips on how I get through my day, like packing snacks in the car, you know, sharing something like that. How do I, as a working mom, get my girls ready in the morning, have time to work out, those kinds of things. So I'm sharing like date nights with my husband, food, like recipes. People love recipes. So that's a great way to really get people to earn your trust by giving them those recipes. They love it. And then really just like my husband, just me and just being me. You know, those are the things in my workouts. That's what I try and like rotate through my news feed. So start off, you know, just like once a day and then just build up. You know, I do 3 times a day. I've never done more than 3 times a day. And sometimes it's only 2 times a day, and that's okay. What we are working up to is called Facebook Affinity. What this is basically, real briefly, if you post today and then you don't post until like 10 days, what happens is like you want to start having people like your post, and you be liking other people's posts and commenting on people's posts, because there's some equation, mathematical, I don't know, technology thing that basically if Facebook doesn't see you two interacting, it's not gonna, you won't see each other's feeds on your feed, or they won't see your feed either. So that's really why it's important to be connecting to people as you're adding new friends, and even, you know, those friends that you are on your news feed, and those that you're really targeting and reaching out to and inviting for those particular weeks especially. So that way people are seeing that. And then as you start inviting people, you'll notice that they'll start looking at your page even more, because they're wondering what you're doing, and you're building that relationship in another sort of way. So does anybody have any questions at all? Okay, that was super quick. Don't worry. I know there's so much with social media we can talk about, but I didn't want to go too far into detail. Really just wanted you guys to kind of practice getting yourselves out there. I know it's kind of scary. It really is. I was like, I'm never going to do this because I don't want to do that. I don't want to put my family out there like that, but I promise you it does get easier. So let's go to Christy. Do you want to talk about invites next?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, when I first started as a coach, I did not invite. I was like, oh, I'll just post stuff on social media. I'll ask my friends, like my really, really close friends, my family. I'll get, you know, I signed my dad up to get Shakeology. I didn't invite because it was scary to me. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. And you really just have to make it simple. And I think my problem was I wasn't making it simple. I was trying too hard to like come up, you know, just vomit Beachbody all over them. And that is not what we want to do. So the inviting is one of our vital behaviors. That's what we talked about. And what you want to do with inviting is you just want to be yourself. You want to, even though you're typing, you could be on the phone with them, but they're your best friend. Like whoever you're messaging, like they are your best friend, even if you've known them for, you know, 5 days. But since you guys are just starting, you guys do have your warm market to invite. And so this is easy. So I have some examples, and I'm going to actually share them in our team page. But one example that worked for me was just you know, hey girl, I'm just starting this new, you know, fitness and oh, sorry, my cat just jumped on my lap. Okay. Hey girl, I'm so excited. I finally took that leap of faith and jumped in as a fitness coach. I can't believe I did it, but I haven't been this excited in a long time. Would you like to join my challenge group and we can do this together? They can come back and be like, yeah, well, what is it about? And then you have that conversation going. And the other thing is you can also just message somebody like, hey, have you ever considered joining my challenge group? And so then they have to answer back like, well, what is it? So, and then you just want to keep the conversation rolling. And the other thing is, so when you first start, you're going to post to social media, and like Nan said, you're going to just share your journey with everyone, and you'll get, you know, a lot of likes on your posts and stuff. And what do you do with those people? So what you want to do is you want to message them, and this is a great way to build a relationship with them. And you can just say, hey, thank you so much for liking my post. It means a lot to me. Let me know how I can support you in any way. And that's what you basically want to do, is just keep the conversation, like start the conversation and let it go, and then build a relationship, and then you can invite. But yeah, you want to just be yourself. You just, you know, don't feel like you have to post message like, hey, I have this challenge pack for sale, this challenge pack, like list a bunch of things. Just be like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I think you would enjoy it. Why don't you join me? So and the more you do it, I promise it gets easier. It really does. And like I said, I'll just post these on our team page, and then you guys can look at them. And that's the great thing. Like, we have scripts for everyone, so you can just take it and kind of tweak it to make it your own and send it. And then you can always ask us, you know, any questions. And if you want us to read your invites, we'll do that too. Any questions?
So I think a big thing too is, you know, focusing on your warm and your hot market. So right now, I'm sure that you guys all have, you know, done, hopefully many of you guys have done that list and done that brainstorming list of just, you know, brain dump of everybody that you know, your mailman, your beautician, whatever, everybody on that list. And then you just start working through that list and slowly start inviting people. You know, we have the 5-day clean eating group coming up here next. That's a fantastic way to start and kind of put yourself out there. And like she said, and you don't even have to be specific about that. Say, we're doing this 5-day clean eating or Fitbit group or whatever. Just keep it really simple. Like, you know, I don't know if you're familiar with what I'm doing, but I decided to jump in. I've had some awesome results, and I would love to see if you would ever consider doing this with me. And that's all you have to say. You don't even have to use the word challenge group. They're like, what do you mean doing what? You know, they will come back to you, and that's when you start to be like, well, this is what it is, and you give a little bit more detail. But I definitely encourage you to message tonight. I want you to think of at least 7 people that you each can invite to our next challenge group, and message those names to your upline coach, and we will write those first invites for you. That's what I do. I still message my upline, and Christy still will send me messages, and my coaches will still send me messages like, hey, how do I respond to this? Or where would you go from here? And those really, like, I have no problem with helping you out, because I get stuck from time to time too. Sometimes you read a message wrong or whatever. But just know that whenever you get a no, it doesn't mean, don't let that no just settle. Be like, oh, awesome. You know, is it okay if I check back with you in a month or two? I run challenge groups all the time, you know, or how can I help you right now? How can I serve you right now where you're at? Is there anything I can do? Can I send you a couple recipes in the meantime? Something that is going to build that relationship. You know, we don't, like, believe it or not, you're going to get no's, and that's okay. You've planted that seed, and that's awesome, because I'm telling you what, people will come around, and it will take time, but you'll hear Summer say it, and I will tell you, and all the coaches here, just be here a year from now, because that's really when it starts to happen. You know, we got 10 minutes left, so I'm going to let Katie talk, and then there's a lot of information, so we really just want to keep it kind of basic. And we can start talking about some more stuff, and we will also be doing, if you haven't yet, you're getting started right calls with your upline coach too, to answer some more questions. So Katie, shoot.
I was going to piggyback on the invites real quick, because I had one I sent to Nan this week. Somebody responded back to me, and she said, I'd be willing to hear your spiel, but I'm not willing to spend any money. And like, I instantly stepped backwards, and it made me want to like yell at her. Like, what are you talking? You know, so whenever you get something that makes you angry or makes you feel like frustrated in how they responded, step back from it and don't respond right away, or send it to somebody or post it on the team page. Because I used Nan's example. She sent me an example. I used it, and now she's going to be in the challenge group. So sometimes you just need to ask for a different perspective, because you need it. In any case, Nan asked me to talk about the business activity tracker, and it took me a whole month of being a coach to find it in the file section, but once I did, it's basically just a checklist. I don't know how many of you guys have this, but it's basic. There's a couple different versions of it floating around out there, and it's just a checklist to sort of help keep you on track every week and every day and what you should be doing. And, you know, a couple of these things have been touched on already tonight, but, you know, you need to do your workouts every day, and you need to be a product of the product, and you need to drink your Shakeology. Now, that doesn't mean take your shake and go hide in a closet and drink it. I mean, you can be a product of the product every day in your house. That's great, but you have to share that you're being a product of the product, like Nan said. And, you know, if you're going to a soccer game for your kids, or going to the library or whatever, like, use that as a time to drink your Shakeology and take it with you. People are going to start to see you do it, and that's natural. Like, it's normal to take, you know, coffee or a shake or whatever to like a soccer game or the library. So you need to like make sure you're being a product of the product every day in public. Make sure people are seeing that. So when you see drink Shakeology on your list and you check it off every day, that doesn't mean you were hiding in a closet drinking it. It means you were doing it so people could see you doing it. The personal development has already been touched on. It makes a big difference. I've seen a difference in me in reading the personal development. And when Nan first told me I needed to be reading personal development, I was like, seriously, you're crazy. I don't do that. And I did, and I still do. And now I rely on it a lot. And even when I'm having a bad day, I know that I need to take extra time to step out of my day and do that. And it makes a big difference. And I know that my husband and my kids, my mom, I've had people tell me like, wow, I see a difference in you and how you respond to people. And that's going to help you respond to the people who say no to you. That's going to make you be more positive in a lot of those things. And then check your online office. I don't think this is something that needs to be done every day until you get further down. Now, this particular month for me, I have started receiving leads because I hit SC 11 last month, and I've noticed that I need to check it almost every day to make sure that I'm like keeping up with anyone new who's signed up. But until you start reaching those lead points, I don't know if there is a need to check it every single day, but probably like 2 times a week. I mean, I feel like that's 1 to 2 times a week is what I was told at first. Man, is that?
You do better than me. I don't even check mine every day.
Oh, I've been checking it every day.
So that's like one of the last things that I, yeah. I don't even, and honestly, like, yeah, this week and last week, the last 2 weeks, I haven't even got on to look at like rank advancements in my commission. And I was like, oh, I guess I should probably get on there.
Oh, I'm not checking it for that. I've been checking for the customer leads. I feel like yesterday I checked and I had like 9, and I just missed a day. And so I don't think initially it's something you need to do more than once a week. You got to make sure you follow up with your groups every day and be active in the group. When there's one of your challengers in a group that has a question, you need to be answering those questions for them. And this is another place where you're a product of the product, where you can't go out to dinner every night and eat a granola bar only for breakfast. And you have to show your challengers the behaviors that they need to reach their goals. And if you're like, I had chips for lunch and then I went out to dinner because I didn't have time, I mean, you are then being the person who makes excuses. We tell them no excuses. So you need to be the person who's not making excuses. If you get on and post in your group every day, and make excuses, then they're going to start to justify it that they too can make the excuses, and then we're not really doing them a service and helping them get to where they want to be. You need to check in with the Team Determination page and the Team Courage page. I know that's a little overwhelming. There are days where I'm like, I can't do that right now because there'll be like, 80 new posts in Team Courage, and I just don't have time. If I don't have time, I always try to make sure I read what summer posts. I figure those are the most important. But make sure you are checking in there. There's a lot of information in there, and there's always someone in there that can help. You want to make sure you're private messaging a challenger on a regular basis. If you only have 3, then you're not going to need to do it every day. They really only need maybe 1 message from you a week unless they're having a problem and you're trying to work through it. So don't overwhelm them, but you should check in with your challengers privately at least once a week. And if, more if there's a need. There's one girl in particular who's a challenger of mine who needs to be reminded almost every day to do her workouts. I'm checking in with her almost every day, but she needs that, so that's what I'm doing. But I'm not bugging everybody with that because that would be too much. Nan touched on, posting on your page, working up to the 2 to 3 times a day. Make sure you listen to the National Coaches Call every
3 minutes.
Okay. Make sure you listen to the National Wake Up Call every day, or not every day, every week. And then, the webinars. So those, it's in front of you, and this list was put together so that if you do this, you will be successful if you follow these behaviors. I feel like the other business activity tracker I have also says that you should be inviting 2 people a day, and this one doesn't have it on here. But if you do the behaviors on this list and you check them off every week, you will get there. It's pretty simple, actually. It might take a while. I know it took a while for me, for people to catch on, but man.
I think that goes down to, we only have a couple minutes left. Do you guys have any questions at all? So if you haven't yet, basically, if you haven't yet I know there's a couple coaches, I haven't got the Getting Started Right call yet. Definitely we need to get those set up because we can go into a lot more detail there as far as like Success Club and what that means, and really just what your goals are, because we really want to know what your goals are and why you signed up as a coach. We don't want to push you if we want, because we have the recipe for anything. If that's, you want to bring your husband home from working, you want to be a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you need to supplement for you want to be able to pay for your cable bill or your internet or whatever it may be, we have the recipe and we can give you the tools to do that. Or if it's just you want a discount or you want to pay for your Shakeology every single month, that's okay. Like whatever it is, like we want to provide that for you in the community and just be here for you guys. So like she said, definitely the webinars and stuff, try and plug into those every single week. The next challenge group is we're going to do a Fitbit group and then a 5-day clean eating crock pot. I have some new crock pot recipes that we're going to plug into. So we'll kind of split off into a couple of different ones. Christy's going to run one, I'm going to run one, and then we may need to go off into more branches even from there. So definitely send out your list of 7 to 10 names to your upline sponsor, sometime, let's say by Monday. So think of your list. If you haven't made your list yet and you haven't started doing your, your training, go ahead and get started on that. Start slowly working on that. And really, like this team page is here for you guys. So any struggles, definitely post it on the team page or reach out to myself or your coach, because we are all here together and we really want you guys to know that. So I hope you guys are as excited as we are to get you guys started, and we really want you guys to succeed and help you guys reach your goals. So we won't keep you guys any longer. Thank you all so much for jumping on here.